spring. And we are live. We're live on a few platforms. Welcome to our Set the Pace. We are here most Mondays, and Set the Pace is to set the pace, maybe for your day, maybe for your week, maybe for a month, whatever it can serve you. That's the mission of this podcast, which is a live first and it turns into a podcast later. And today we have our sweet Alessandra here again with us. She is here for a few reasons, but mainly one is to share her results from the last challenge that we did in January. We did a challenge, a metabolic reset challenge from January to February, and she had incredible results. And I asked her, "Hey, would you come on and talk about it?" But also, I asked her to talk about the astrological new year that will happen on Wednesday. So she is going to tell us all about it and what it means and how we are so aligned with it again with our new challenge that's coming up on April 1st. And also, my sweet sister here, Christina, and my friend Teddy. And DJ is our newest member of this group. So let's get started. Welcome everybody. Thank you for your presence. And Ale, take it away.
Okay, so which one do you want first, New Year's or results?
Let's talk about results. We love results. And then you
Results.
go into the
Yeah,
new year.
results.
Okay. So it was amazing because just to make the situation how it was. I am through menopause since 2018, 19. And people who have been into menopause or know someone that is in the process knows that everything gets more difficult related to your health. It's a lot of things talking about the symptoms, the flash, the hot flashes, the irritation, the emotional part, but I don't see many people talking about the metabolical part, which is very important because everything gets slower. So, if, for instance, you take 2, 3 months to lose 1 kilo, now you take 6, 7 months to lose the same kilo. Everything gets more difficult, and you get more frustrated, and then it's a snowball. Okay, so what happened is with the Meta Power challenge, I decided to make my tests, my blood test, before the challenge and after to see the difference. It was not the only the 1 month challenge. Okay, I have been using MetaPower for the last at least 10 months, but I wasn't using like straight every month as I did in the challenge. I did in a very complete way, and the results were amazing. I was able to get better results in all points of my blood test. I don't know if in the US, in Brazil, is very common for us to take a blood test every year, okay? And it's a very complete one. Usually, our doctors ask for a very complete one. As I am in a menopause, so they ask for all the hormones and, of course, the sugar in the blood, cholesterol. Now you have to help me with this word, triglycerides.
Triglycerides.
Yeah.
This one that is related to carbo, to bread, and to sugar as well. So, just to make a long story short, um, all items were got better. The bad cholesterol lowered, the good cholesterol got higher. Okay, that's the most important one. And the triglycerides, I lowered them almost in 30 points, 30. So it was from 182 to 158. So, and this is really amazing because this item is very difficult to get better because it's related to all the flour that is in basically all food, bread, pasta, everything that you like to eat, right? And so this one was, and then it's very tricky because the total number of the cholesterol, I lowered just 1 point. And then I went to my doctor and I asked her, why is that? And she said that because the good cholesterol got higher, so the total number gets higher as well. But that is what is tricky because they based on this total number to give you medicine. Okay, so it's if my good cholesterol got higher, that's a good thing. And why should I take a medicine for that? Okay, because and then they keep changing the numbers, the minimal numbers for you, that every year they change. The sugar on the blood is the same. They get keep getting it lower and lower and lower, so people don't get to this number, they are obligated to take medicine, to take a medicine to get it lower. But what they are doing is they are changing the numbers in order to more people need to get more medicine. So that is really tricky and not
That's
surprising.
really manipulative,
Eh,
Yes,
right?
you,
it
I
is.
have to say, I have gone through that as well, Allie. And, again, you have to be your own advocate when it comes to that, because I've gone through that as well. I eat a lot of walnuts and avocados and coconut oils. So, yeah, the number goes up. And then when they point it out, it's like, they're like, oh, yeah, high cholesterol. I'm like, and, but again, you have to read in between the lines. And a lot of people don't know that. So,
Exactly. And
yeah,
I was
you
very
need to.
lucky that my doctor has an open-minded, is an
Yes.
open-minded person, and she said, "Okay, so I'm not going to be based on the total number. I'm going to be based that the good cholesterol has gone higher and the bad cholesterol has gone lower, because that is what matters." And she said they might next year change this number again, or the way you calculate. You see, I was almost getting ready to take the medicine against all my beliefs, against all my beliefs, because it has been the fourth year that I was avoiding the medicine. And I was like in the above the numbers and I was avoiding the medicine. And then I said, no, I need one more year. And then with MetaPower, I'm going to get there. I'm sure I'm going to get there because the exercise, I got better in the exercise, and vitamin D, my vitamin D is higher as well. And they are also manipulating the number for vitamin D. Okay, it gets higher and higher and higher, and you cannot get there in order for you to have artificial vitamin D. Okay, so sugar, blood, I have been, since I started with the oils like 4 years ago, not only MetaPower, it gradually, year by year, it's getting lower. Okay, so I started with almost 100 and now I'm the 86. So every year it gets lower, but the cholesterol has been a struggle, and I'm very, very happy because that was the only thing in my blood test that was bad in the last year, that kept being bad, and I finally got it, and without artificial medicine. So I'm very grateful, and I'm sure that was the metal power effect because I have been taking other oils, as I said, on the last 4 years, and it was these last 10 months that I was able to nail it.
That's amazing.
That is
Very
so
cool.
amazing. I highlighted what Teddy said here. Be your own advocate. And there's a place obviously for us to be proactive. This is part of what I've learned. We all have learned, and we teach about, is we just share about the information that we learn. Is be proactive. Get your numbers every year, and in every year you're going to compare. And yes, it will get better. Naturally, it will get better because you're doing better. You're doing things. You're being proactive, right? Another thing too is, Ali, when you talked about numbers, this is so important. I'm now finishing up a course, and it has to do with cortisol levels and getting a little bit deeper into metabolism and learning to look at the markers and what to look for, and the numbers that are usually asked to be looked at by allopathic medicine is completely different from the numbers that we look at from uh, the holistic side. And it's
Yeah.
holistic, it's functional, right? You can get the best of both worlds and marry them. That's what we do here. But there's also something more now, that instead of just, it's not even holistic or functional, it's foundational medicine. And this is something that we are going to be talking a whole lot about the entire year for the rest of our lives, because this is something we have been doing. And in Brazil, Dr. Gabby is going to be here with us next week. She has been researching, she's in the oncology field in Brazil. She is with one of the biggest universities in Sao Paulo, and she's been doing this over 20 years, 23 years, almost 25 years now. And she is friends with Ali. She's actually Ali's mentor, and she is incredible in what she does. And she does this foundational medicine that we have done protocols since a few years ago through the pandemic, that now we hear other doctors talking about from doTERRA corporate, right? We just had a training with Dr. Watts, and that was incredible, but it was just a reminder of the things we've learned with Dr. Gabby, Dr. Guy, and Dr. Carla, because they all have been doing this the whole entire time. So this is exciting because it's simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Anybody can do it. And no, there's no adverse reaction. There is no like a long blacklist of things that will happen to you if you do this. You might have all these side effects. It's not going to happen. You're going to have side benefits. And that is what it's about. You get extra good things, not extra bad things, right? So bringing again focus on that number. There, you're talking about the bad cholesterol, the good cholesterol. Very different numbers are asked when you're looking from at different types of approaches. Okay, so even cortisol
I have a
levels.
quick question for
Yes.
Ali. Do you have a family history of cholesterol issues, or is this
Uh,
just something that came up?
no. In my family, there is a history of high blood pressure,
Okay.
which is related to, so everybody used
Yeah,
to take a medicine for the rest of
medicine.
their
Yeah.
lives. My mother, my grandparents. I'm the first one that did not need it because my blood pressure has always been lower than higher. And but the cholesterol thing during menopause, I've never had problems with cholesterol all my life. But as soon as I got to the menopause, it started getting higher each year, higher and higher and higher and higher. And
I
then
see.
my doctor said that's because of menopause as well, because it was the same kind of uh, food that I was having, and I was still having. Of course, with the pandemic, everything got worse because we could not do exercises in Brazil. They closed the swimming pools, and so it was a nightmare. And of course, after the 2020, all the exams were worse. But it's something that started in on 2018, and actually, my family has a kidney problem, serious problem, but I don't have it either. I do not take any medicine,
Good for
any
you.
any any medicine. So, and then I was, that's why it was so difficult for me to have to start taking this cholesterol one. And I was postponing and postponing and postponing. And thanks God I postponed it the time that was enough to. But anyway, and then I was going to to tell you that I can share with you guys the document, okay, if you need, in order to put in other documents to show, to motivate people and everything. Oh, that's the that's
All
the
right, Gali.
picture.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you're even slimmer now.
Yes, yes.
Um,
This one was in the middle of the way. Yes, yes.
yes, you're even
Well,
slimmer
that's
now,
one of the
and
more difficult things for people in menopause, right? Is you start to put on that belly fat, and it's very difficult to deal with. And
The
Yes.
so,
first thing that you lose is your curves on
Yeah.
menopause. That's the first thing because of the lack of estrogen, which is the feminine
Mm-hmm.
hormone. So you become like I say Bob Esponja, SpongeBob,
SpongeBob.
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 And then you wake up in the morning and you start seeing fat in places that you have never had in your life. And that is That is menopause. It's really cruel, but
And
it's
now you're
doable.
reversing it.
She's
Yes,
totally
yes,
reversing it.
That's
Yes.
yes.
I did.
Beautiful.
And
It's
look
amazing.
how
Oh,
I
cool.
that's my pair of jeans that I haven't been used for 4 years.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
Yep.
Isn't it
four
amazing?
years.
awesome.
And
That's
she
4 years.
sent me a
awesome.
message and she goes, Pam, I just want you to know, like, I've been able to put my jeans that I haven't worn in 4 years, and you have no idea what this means for a woman going through menopause. Those are her exact words.
I you know
And you
and
know, we all have that pair that we're hanging on to, hoping that we'll fit back into one day.
Yeah.
Good for
Keep
you,
it.
I
Allie.
get
Keep
that.
it. Keep them. Keep them. Do not throw it away because
Thank
I'm a
you.
donor to everything. I do not keep things, but this pair of jeans was like Target.
Oh,
So
That's
I
awesome.
kept it. And yes,
that
it's been
that is
very,
awesome. And
very
there's
happy times.
hope because a lot of women give up. I went through menopause about the same time you did, and same thing. I know I have a smaller frame and I'm fit, but I'll tell
Hmm.
you what, I had a little muffin top going on. It was harder for me to uh, gain muscle tone. That's why a lot of women my age turn to weights
Hmm.
because of that. They feel,
Exactly.
it's the weightlifting is what's going to maintain their muscle mass. Okay, so
Exactly.
I have not gone to the gym still though. I do a lot of activity to keep my muscle tone in check. But I have to say again, the Meta Power is amazing for that. It's a game changer for me, for
It is.
sure. So
It is. And it's so funny because now I look at women and I know which one is um, inflamada, swollen,
Inflamed.
and
Yeah.
inflamed, and I know which one is in the menopause. I just looking at them, I know it. Sometimes, most of the time, it's both, right? But it's really doable. It's not easy. It's not easy. I consider myself a disciplined person in terms of exercise, not so much in terms of food, but in terms of exercise, I am. And but I would love to keep telling women that are in this phase that it is doable. But Meta Power has a big, big share on this. Big share.
Yeah, and Lali, it's sustainable because you didn't suffer through it,
No,
right?
no,
And that
no.
is the thing. Like, you don't have to suffer through the process, to get to a point where things are sustainable and you know yourself and you know how to make the choices that are better. And you can just let yourself lose a little bit sometimes, and you have that ability and that flexibility, right?
Yeah,
It doesn't have to be painful.
yeah,
So
yeah,
having the
exactly.
tools,
there's
such a life
no
changer.
shots given. You've seen these commercials, right, with the latest drugs where people are giving these shots, and it's like that is not sustainable. You
No,
know,
and
No, and the side
that's for
effects.
diabetes. That's for
yeah,
diabetes. It's a huge side effects.
Yeah,
yeah,
and the side effects, and then you have the effect. In Portuguese we call it the rebound effect,
yeah.
which,
It's a yo-yo.
when,
It's a
yeah, so it
yo-yo
comes
effect.
back, and it comes back even
Worse.
more. Like, it's crazy, on top of, like, totally shocking your metabolism and not doing it what you need to be doing for it to be burning, right? So when I put on my stories metabolism on fire, is that I feel it. Like, you eat something, your body metabolizes it, right? So you can tell, like, things move, it's dynamic. And and obviously the result is you are dynamic, you have energy, and things are moving. This is so amazing. So if you can make a difference in one person's life in this lifetime, I feel like I've done my job. So, and that's why I wake up every single day so excited, because I can't wait for other people to have more results. And we have thousands of people that have had incredible results, and they're going to keep having incredible results. And I want to ask DJ, before Ali talks about the astrological new year, what is the feeling that you get? Because he was here clapping, right? When he saw your jeans. He's like, yeah. Isn't that what we do, what we do? Why we do what we do?
There we go. You guys hear me okay? Yeah, I mean, it's exactly why we do what we do. We want to see people making progress toward having a more natural weight, right? Feeling like they're. I mean, you got to understand your endocrine system is so dependent on you being at a natural weight. Anytime we skew too far in one direction, whether it be too skinny or too big, our bodies punish us for it, right? Even to the point of our mental acuity going down, right? We become much more susceptible to different diseases. Our metabolism gets completely destroyed from all different angles. So anytime I see someone progress and utilize systems to get back to a natural, workable weight, not only do you feel better, everyone else around you gets inspired. They're like, wow, you look great. It's fantastic. I mean, it's just an overall net benefit for everybody. It's wonderful to see. Yeah, congratulations. That was great.
Yeah, it is so amazing. Um, and that's why we're gonna keep doing what we're doing because it works. The system is incredible. MetaPower is it. Like I work a lot more with MetaPower now than I do with anything else in the protocols that I build. So yeah, get on that MetaPower. That's like the first step. And Ali, so connected to the astrological new year, because Ali has to leave in about 8 minutes. So I want to let her cover her ground. And she was like, Pam, it has everything to do with everything that you're doing again. And I don't know until she tells me. So what is it?
Okay, so for astrology, New Year will be on Wednesday, um, March the 20th. It varies. Sometimes it's the 20th, sometimes it's the 21st. It's always when the sun gets to the first degree of Aries and we start the spring in the northern hemisphere. And why is that? It's because astrology started in the northern hemisphere as observation for the seasons, the time that we have light and darkness. So the equinox of the spring equinox is one of the 2 days of the year which we have the same amount of time for the daylight and for the night. So that's why it's an equinox. It's equal. Okay, and it's the starting of the new year because spring is when life comes back after a long and cold winter. So it has all to do, astrology has everything to do with the movement, not only the planets, but also of the nature. So the animals get off their caves and the flowers begin and the food and the plants, everything gets to life again. So for us, the year is starting on Wednesday. And I have the chart with the time of Brazil. So I don't have the chart with the time of Hawaii. But in general, what we are going to have in this next first weeks after the New Year's is two eclipses. One is on March 25th, and then the other is on April 8th, which is very important in the US. I don't know if one of you guys are in the US. It's going to be passing the shadow of the eclipse will pass, and it's going to be a total eclipse, a solar total eclipse. So it's going to be complete darkness, and then the light will come up again. It comes through Mexico and then goes exactly over Texas, and then it goes up to New York and Maine, and then it goes to Iceland. And uh, eclipses are very strong energetically speaking because it comes the darkness and then it comes the light again. So in terms of governments and people in power, usually we have big shifts on that and on the where the eclipse pass as well. So the US is expected to have a lot of movement, not only economically but politically, many things coming up to light. Okay, but in general, for all of us, this eclipse will go through some part of our chart. And that's where we discover hidden talents, hidden things. But it doesn't have to be a bad thing, it has to be a good thing. So, something that is hidden for a reason because you are in denial, or because you're not taking care, or because you just don't want to see. And so, eclipses are made for that, to for us to put light on those hidden things. And then we have another very important aspect going on April the 20th, which is a conjunction between Jupiter and Uranus. And it hasn't happened since 2010. So everything that is rare, so 14 years, it's a good period of time, uh, it's very strong. Okay, so it's going to be on April 20th, but we are starting to feeling already, and it's related to the unexpected. Also good because it's Jupiter, it's not Saturn. So it's supposed to be unexpected things happening. Of course, that depending on your chart, it will happen in some area of your life. And this aspect is happening in Taurus, exactly in the point of my chart. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen because 14 years ago something happened and I'm trying to do it again. So I'll tell you guys if it does happen. And very related to my shop. But in general, is to not be afraid of the unexpected. That's the message of this new 2 months, because really very unexpected good things can happen. And then I was talking to Pen before getting to the studio, and then we talked about Metapower again because Metapower has lemon, ginger, ginger, which is very important for the empowerment to empower yourself with the eclipses and also with this aspect, okay? And to embrace the new and to welcome the new. Um, Big changes can happen and get responsible for those changes as well. So I think the Meta Power Blend having lemon, ginger, peppermint for the energy, and grapefruit, and I always call it cinnamon, right? Um, it's a good blend, but I would suggest extra doses of ginger for everybody around those days. Okay, so we can cope. And there is a lot going on. 2024, it's a very powerful year. Also, we talked about for the Chinese astrology as well, and it's the year of the dragon. We know it's a powerful sign, but for the Western astrology, it's a very special year as well. So these are two little tips for the first 2 months, and then we can update as long as things going on. But pay attention on March the 25th, April the 8th, and April the 20th.
So cool. And the holy starts on the 25th too, and it's my mother's birthday, and my mom is a strong one. So this is so cool. So in India, it's the this the significance of holy is to let go of negative and start with the colorful, right? So they throw colorful paint on each other, and the bonfires is to just burn, and they usually burn like corn and coconut in the first day, and that's to just get rid of all
The
the
negative.
stuff that you don't need to carry over. So these festivals symbolize such powerful things that we all need to do, but it's cool as a nation they do it and everybody's on the streets doing it, so it's a way to kind of like cleanse. I love that.
And you know something that I forgot to say that's very important for everybody is that we have an alignment of planets. They are all concentrated in 3 or 4 signs tops, so they are all in one side of the chart. Okay, and then on the new year on Wednesday, we will have just the moon in the opposite side in Leo, getting all the pressure from all those planets, but it's a moon in Leo. For people that knows typical Leo people know that they can handle, right? So it's very nice because we are having such a focus on the collective because of Pluto in Aquarius, a lot of things in Aquarius, and Leo it's the opposite of Aquarius. It's our personal power, individual power. Shining. Leo shines. Leo deserves. Leo has this bright light, right? When it's in balance. Of course, there are many Leos that are only vain, but when it's in the right balance, it's this shining. It's the only sign that's ruled by the sun, which is the center of our system. So it's very important that this chart of the New Year's astrological New Year's has this moon in Leo, just sending a message to us. We do not have to go robotically, Pluto in Aquarius, robotically with everybody. We have our own power that we need to keep it. We must keep it because with Pluto in Aquarius for the next 20 years, the possibility to get in this group and do everything automatically, it's very strong, this possibility. So we need to remind ourselves that the other side of Aquarius is Leo, and we need to feed this Leo inside of us, and it's very strong in this chart, in this New Year's chart.
I love it. To know the personality, not of course generalizing it, but all of the Leos I know, and I have a son who is a Leo. Madagascar, the cartoon movie. Alex, he's the lion. That's it. Me. It is
They are
so
ruled by
cute.
the sun. They are the sun. They have this light. I mean, I'm a daughter of two Leos from the same day. They were from the same day. So tell me about it, knowing what is, being the center of the universe.
Yeah, that's kind of like that.
But we can use in a good way. It's important to use in a
Yeah,
good way because there is a good way to use it. Of course, many of Leos tend to go to vanity and things like that, but when it's noble, when it's balanced, it's a great force.
it is. It's a very kind energy too. I can speak because Wallace is a Leo and he's totally emotional and sensitive, and they just had this
Generous, generous. They
very
are very
generous
generous.
and very kind and very approachable. So they just had at the school, they had this a world play they call it, where all the classes play with each other, right? And they mix. And for the special needs class, they make sure that the kids choose who they want to play with. And of course, gets chosen, right? Because he makes the kids feel comfortable. He's inviting, he's approachable, he's just a love bug. And it has to do like with, he was born
It does.
August 2nd. Yeah. So it's cool to see that connection. Ah, so sweet. Awesome. Ali, thanks so much. I know you have to go, but um, you will be back here with us in Portuguese in a little bit. Thank you
I
so
will.
much for your love, for your always sending me a message to say, hey, this is going to fit because it's aligned. So let's talk about it. That makes total sense. So I'll see you in a little bit.
See
And
you.
on that note, we're cleansing the old and welcoming the new. And we are going to do a challenge, which is the microbiome reset challenge that starts on the and restore system that we use. And it's a 30-day game. So the cool thing about challenges is that there's an end to it. But whatever sticks, sticks, and what doesn't, all good. But I know for a fact that you will feel so good once you're done. So we've all done the cleanse and restore, except for DJ. He's gonna start here pretty soon, a little bit before everybody else. But I want to bring attention to that. But before I share the information on the cleanse and restore that we did share last week, and next week we're gonna touch on it again with Dr. Gabriela. Today we have a BOGO. So this is DJ's first BOGO in doTERRA. It was like, well, does it buy one get one? Yes. So you get sales, right? It's everything is on sale, but it's in a
Exciting.
specific. It's exciting. So I'm gonna share here some of the info for you to be able to follow, so you know how it works. But we basically have a special for this kit right here. Okay, not it's not a kit, but you have a few different items there, and we can all speak on it a little bit. Teddy and Christina, we all use this. We all have this in our daily lives. And my favorite of all of these is I love all of them, but for me, a game changer in the past like 3 years, especially right, the second year, like 2 years ago, was Air X. And Air X is that version of the Breathe blend. It's completely different because this RX you can eat. So, and
Mhm.
for me, it was a game changer when I most needed it a couple years ago. So, and like the name says, right, it's air and X. So, you have a blend that is absolutely beneficial for the respiratory system, but you can ingest it. That to me was incredible. And the blend has lemongrass in it. And I feel that that's one of the main plants in there that makes it so powerful because lemongrass is also in our other blend called DDR Prime, which is a DNA support repair blend. So, and lemongrass is in that blend as well. So, this is one of my favorites. So, you're going to use it, you can use it aromatically too, put in your hand and inhale it and put it in the diffuser. Or topically, you're going to use a vegetable carrier oil. We use the fractionated coconut oil because it is a little bit spicier because of the lemongrass, and you can apply it on the chest or bottoms of the feet. That's what I do for the kids. Bottoms of the feet for the kids when I see that they need a little extra support for their respiratory system. And I make the little capsules, put the drops in there for them to swallow. My kids can swallow pills. So that's an extra reinforcement there of extra antioxidant power. And I take it directly in my mouth and I just drink water afterwards. So this is my favorite. And we get the citrus bloom, which is my other favorite for diffusing because it smells like spring and it has citrus, not too sweet, but it's like a citrus sweet type of
Mhm.
scent, and it is mainly for the how it smells, for the aroma of the blend. And like the name says, right, it's flowers and citrus bloom. So that's the pair for this specific combo, but you can do the bundle of the whole thing. Teddy and Christina, what are your favorites here?
I will start. I love the serum and the sunscreen. I like those again for skincare. It's like the first like four oils, almost all of the everything except the Aerox and the citrus bloom. All those other oils are great for skin, like facial, neck, decollete. You know, this chest area. I'm really excited about all of those oils. The helichrysum and the frankincense touch. Those, you know, again, great oils. Helichrysum is a good oil again for wrinkles, age spots, and even frankincense too. I mean, those two are just powerhouses together. So, um, yeah, I'd have to say, you know, those top four are definitely my favorite. Melissa, I mean, come on, you know, Melissa is like the all-purpose, you know, immune, you know, very calming. Blue tansy, I'm completely out of blue tansy, so I'm excited about that.
And blue tansy is blue. So if you're new to this
Yeah,
world of this incredible, powerful plants in drops, blue tansy is blue. So if you put on your face, you're going to look like a Smurf if you don't dilute it. So you
just for
have
a
to
couple
dilute
minutes.
just for a couple minutes, but no, it lasts for a little bit. So dilute with a fractionated coconut oil, or
Yeah,
you can mix with any of the ones that are in a roll-on that you see here. Osmanthus, magnolia, helichrysum, and frankincense. You can roll it on your hand and then do a drop of blue tansy and apply it on your face. So this whole combo here, the bundle, it is very focused on spring. So it's springtime renewal. That's the name of this bundle.
yeah,
And that is the focus of it, um, especially because we have the sunscreen as well. So that's like more sun, more, getting ready for summer again, right?
yeah,
In a couple months. It's crazy. It's going so fast. And today is the beginning of spring. Today is the 18th, right? Yeah.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Today is the beginning of the spring. Christina, what is your favorite over here?
Well, I have a hard time picking what's the favorite, but I'm excited again, yeah, about the sunscreen and the tightening serum bundle. I think that's good for everyone, especially women who are getting older and concerned about their skin and making sure it looks youthful in appearance. You want to make sure you protect your skin from the sun, and then at night you can use that tightening serum. I love let's see. I'll speak on. I'll talk about two of the others. Helichrysum and frankincense are really awesome to have in this touch roller aspect because I these are oils that I always carry with me, especially when I travel. Um, Helichrysum, you can basically say it's the band-aid of oils. So if you get a boo-boo and maybe you need help stopping the flow of whatever happened, you put the helichrysum on, and I'm telling you, it works real fast. So make sure you have that on your camping trips and stuff. So when you attack your thumb with a hatchet, then you can help yourself. Speaking from experience.
Right? Or when Wallace
Frankincense,
fell off the wagon. Do you remember that, Christina?
yes,
Wallace fell off
yes.
of a moving wagon and was face down on the concrete. So, and he called it Hallelujah, the Helichrysum, because he couldn't say it because he was 3. So it was like, what? Which
Right.
one is this? But he goes, Hallelujah.
Exactly. And I don't know if many people maybe aren't aware, but the face area and the head area, there's a lot of blood that comes out of a little tiny wound. So you want to make sure to get that stopped as soon as possible. Frankincense, I also love. I've been using it daily. Mine's actually empty, so I do need to get this one. But I injured my arm last the beginning of February. Let's just say there's a huge pop that happened, and then I couldn't move my fingers. So I've been using this on my arm as much as I can in the area that is gets on fire after I use it for a while, and then in the wrist area where it is also injured. Another thing that is really helpful, and Pam, you can speak on this about your mom, is using frankincense on your occipital bone and helping with not only skincare but eye care and eye health. So I love that the roller for that. Melissa is a super powerhouse, as we've all said, especially for its antiviral properties. Any mamas of young ones in the, especially I'm finding it's the younger group in the preschool situation. There's things that go around and are very contagious. And if you're ever interested in learning about
We're
how to
speaking in
combat
code,
that,
guys. We're speaking in
then
code.
yeah, we have to speak in code. But if you're interested in combating things that are, always going around, then we've got solutions
Viral.
for you. So let us know. Yeah, these
I
are
love
great
it.
oils.
DJ, I'm gonna ask you some stuff. So this is the first time that he's seen some of these. You've experienced Breathe so far and Serenity, Wild Orange, right? And Meta Power, because it's a supplement, so it's familiar. So Meta Power is like a no-brainer. That's why I love Meta Power. It's just like you put the powder in the water and you drink it. That's it. With the essential oils, there is a learning curve, right? How do you feel when you look at this stuff? You're like, what is it?
Well, for one, I don't recognize any of it. Like when I look at stuff, I'm like, okay, I've never done anything with essential oils. You gave me a little bit of a understanding on how that was last week when we spoke. So I'm excited to learn something new. Just put it that way. But I have absolutely zero understanding or qualification to speak on it intelligently. So give me some time and I'll have some better report soon.
Right. But if I ask you, and I want to ask DJ because it's cool because since we've been here for over a decade, this becomes such a natural thing to just blab about because it's just something that's part of our lives, right? But for people that are just starting, it seems a little bit overwhelming. So when you look at it, we have over 100 types of essential oils and blends, and we know me, Teddy, Christina, we know how to use all of them. So and that is empowerment, and that is what I'm very passionate about. Is once you learn, you have this knowledge with you for the rest of your life, and I hope you pass it down to your children. So my kids know how to use at least 20 of these essential oils in the house. Okay, so and they know it by color, because until they know how to read, they go by color, right? And they go by where it is. So they know that the bedtime ones are next to the bed. They know that the boo boo one is where it usually is in the cabinet, and so on, right? So they know by that type of reference. But I want to also kind of remind all of us that even though it's like tiny little bottles and they are just plants, and it's the most powerful way of having access to the benefits of these plants. But basically what they have is it's the essence of mother nature. They're distilled from plants, and for centuries, even millennia, this has been done. So we carry this ancient wisdom, its traditions as well, and it's the spirit of what we're all about. We're all made of. It's the spirit of the earth. So we are connecting. Every time I use these essential oils, I know that I'm doing something that has been done way before, and it's intuitive. And the reason why it's intuitive, it's because it's in your DNA. Some of the stuff that we sometimes do intuitively, I didn't learn anywhere. I just kind of felt kind of like being a mom. There's no book that comes with a child. You're kind of intuitively figuring it out. And I feel like that's the biggest gift that comes with having this wisdom that's shared with us. So another one that I'm going to share again the screen so you can see all of it one more time before I go into the cleanse and restore in a little bit more detail. This right here. So this is it has Hawaiian sandalwood in it. So Teddy touched on it briefly, but if you are figuring out what are the things that you like from doTERRA, what I love about doTERRA is, well, the integrity of the company, but also the fact that I don't have to do research on the ingredients when I'm buying products from doTERRA, because I don't have time, a whole lot of time to be doing that. So I trust what they put in their bottles. So the tightening serum has Hawaiian sandalwood, and we've talked about Hawaiian sandalwood extensively here last month. How it's sustainable. Everything that's in there is sustainable, and that's one of the trees that we should be paying attention when you're buying products with sandalwood. A lot of the sandalwood one, it's either synthetic or it's being harvested in a not very conscientious, like for a sustainable way. So pay attention to it. And even companies that say they do it in a sustainable way, we found out when I was at KMR at the Sandalwood reforestation project, that even the ones that say they do it the right way, they don't. And some of these companies are ran out of Hawaii. So pay attention to it. So really get down to the source of where it's coming from. The face sunscreen. This one is one of my favorites because it's comedogenic and it doesn't clog pores. I have a big problem with lotions on my face, so that's why I love the essential oils, because they don't clog pores. And I finally found a sunscreen that is all mineral. And I was interacting in a group just recently, about a month ago, and it's people that I know for a long time. And one of them asked if anybody knew about a brand of sunscreen for littles, right? And I replied with the doTERRA Sun line, which is perfect for little ones. And then there was another reply there from another person from another giving another recommendation. And I went on to look at their site, and they had it was not a mineral sunscreen, so that's important. And also the zinc that's being used is also important, especially if you're putting on your kids. And also the packaging. So our packaging is sustainable as well. And so I go on to look at things so we can make ours better sometimes. So our line, the Terra Sun, is incredible. And the price point is up to par. It's actually ours is lower than the brand that was recommended by someone else in that group. So just bring attention to that. We are a good company with competing prices in the market with the results that we're looking for. So this right here is super safe for little ones, the doTERRA Sunline.
And
And
it's
the
also safe for the reef, which is
say that again,
something that
Christina.
it's also safe for the reef. So there's places around the world, Hawaii is one of them, where coral reefs are obviously in trouble. And a huge part of that is the sunscreen and other pollutants that are going in the water. So of course, so people are starting to formulate laws on what kind of ingredients in the sunscreen is okay for their waters. and Hawaii is one of the places that have passed these laws. And so you're gonna see like reef safe sunscreens are required. And doTERRA does have it is considered reef safe. So feel free to purchase and bring on your trips. It's really fantastic.
That's a good point.
Totally. And they're easy to travel with, right? Because they're small. So, and really ready for anything. And Melissa and Blue Tansy, this is a super gift. These are one of the most valuable uh, essential oils that we have in the whole entire line of essential oils. And I remember there were 2 years that we didn't have Melissa for because of the drought. There was actually there were floods that happened in Bulgaria, and we didn't have Melissa. So doTERRA could very much go ahead and, just like all the companies that we know that work with essential oils, they buy from other companies just to supply the demand. But doTERRA didn't do that because there was no Melissa in the market that they could do that with. So they waited 2 years. So integrity comes before profit. Yes. And that was a big thing. When I learned about it, I was like, wow, this is amazing, you know? So we didn't have it for 2 years, and it came back. So Melissa, I've heard incredible, powerful stories. There was a sweet friend in doTERRA. His name is Howard Nakata. He works a lot in Japan. He's also from Hawaii. His kids are part of doTERRA too, and sweet family. And he was telling me his experience with Melissa, and that's one of the ones that he can not have. So he always has that at hand, to give this support to his child that was very important, and it's connected to mental health as well. So Melissa is a super powerful essential oil also for meditation. And if you want to connect a little bit more into that spiritual awakening and connection and purpose, Melissa is one of the oils that I use on the roof of the mouth. I even made a reel on Melissa about that. And it's a little spicy, but nothing crazy. And Blue Tansy, like I mentioned, it's blue. And it's also, if you think about the properties of deep blue, that's why deep blue is called deep blue, because Blue Tansy is in deep blue. That's another one that DJ has been using too. So, so yes, I know, like athletes love deep blue, and one of the main superstars there is Blue Tansy, and also it's in balance. So balance is a grounding blend, and Blue Tansy is also in that blend. So with these, you can also use it for your skin, just like Teddy said. And one of the things that people use Melissa a lot for, I buy my toner from doTERRA. There's a Virage system that I use, but if you want to create your own, you can. You just mix Melissa, witch hazel, and distilled water, and that's an amazing toner for your skin. Okay. And the Blue Tansy, you can make some sugar scrubs too, and it makes it so beautiful because it becomes blue. So if you want to do like little gift and stuff, that's a great oil to do it with. So that's our BOGOs for today. There is on my story. So if you are a doTERRA customer, you have access to 25% off always. And there is a bundle. So if you do the bundle, you also get an oil called Davana, which smells like honey to me. Christina is holding it. Davana is also, again, amazing for the skin. And it doesn't come around that often. So sometimes we get Davana. And this is one of the times that you can get Davana, and you can again use it for the skin as well. But also I've read some comments, because we have a thread going for some of us that are using have used the Davana essential oil. It's amazing for emotional support and also for mental health. So I would say all of them will give you that type of benefit, but Davana is very grounding. That's the feeling of the Davana. Okay, and this smell is really good. So I use it as perfume. Mine is gone, so I'm excited because I want to get a new one.
Yeah, I was
And
just
those are
gonna say
our. Uh-huh.
pure fumes.
Say that
So
again.
yeah,
Sorry.
I was just gonna say these are great pure fumes, like you said. A lot of us are exposed to artificial fragrances and toxins in our perfume and our like scented things around the house. So if you're looking for a way to support your body, your hormones, and give yourself a one up, then not only the osmanthus and magnolia BOGO, But with that 150 points, you get a free Divana touch. So let us know. We're happy to help get your perfume action. Remember, last week Pam was talking about perfumes are one of the first thing that she was asked to get rid of on her health journey. So we are happy to help you on your journey as well.
Yeah, so we talked about that. That was the first thing when I wanted to get my power back. um because, and this is connected to what we are inviting you to do. So this is the cleanse and restore. And again, just reiterating what we have said before, health comes from the inside out, right? And it is connected to what we put from the outside. So we are inviting you to join us for on our challenge that starts April 1st. And one of the most, I would say, like probably one of the most dangerous toxins that we are exposed to are the ones that we can smell, right? It comes through like the air. So this is one of the ways of you switching it up, the smells in your home. So if you do have those plugins that are synthetic, just a very simple research, long like you can use Dr. Google and just do a little research on synthetics and what the effects of it are, especially for little bodies, if you have little ones in your home and pets. So take a look. It's super important for us to be able to be aware. And I just had somebody send me a link for a perfume that it's called, I think, pheromone or something like that. And they were like, oh my gosh, I heard it's so amazing. And then I went in to look into the ingredients, and I even tagged our friend Susanna on the ingredients. So the ingredients are awful. You don't want to put that on your body. You don't want to be close to it. You want to make it as natural as possible. So wild orange is a great one for diffusing in the home. Okay, one more time here, what we are about. This is what we do. This is what we teach, as much for in the best of my ability: nutrition, digestion, movement, metabolism, rest and management, stress, reduce toxicity. Informed self-care is what we're doing, and proactive medical care is taking a look at your numbers every year. So this is the whole idea of what we do, and then we take one step at a time. And that's why we did metabolic in January. We're doing cleansing now in April. So we have this month of March of education and bringing a little bit more of this topic to the public and learning the ways that we can do that. So minimizing exposure, yes, get your juices in, get your greens in, but it's not just about this. It's about you giving your body extra support to do this cleanse in like a little bit more depth in that cleanse. Okay, so this is what we're going to use, and this is called Cleanse and Restore. And you have a 30-day supply of all of the items in the Cleanse and Restore. This is the foundation. So we're talking about foundational medicine, and Dr. Gabby is going to talk a little bit more about that next week. But this is foundation. So you have all the nutrients, the vitamins, minerals that you need, and this you will take for 30 days. This one we're going to take for 10 days only. From day 10 to 20, we kind of bring the big guns to this. So this is GX Assist is very focused on cleansing. Even the color of the soft gel, it's dark green, almost black. Okay, so it has caprylic acid, which is it's a fat that this one comes from coconut oil, and it's been used for decades for supporting the digestive system. So this helps also clean out a lot of the stuff that you don't want to be sitting there for a long time. If you do eat animal protein, it's some every once in a while you need to do a cleanse to help your gut get what it needs. So this has oregano. That's why the smell of it too is very potent. Tea tree, lemon, lemongrass, peppermint, and thyme. So also it gives you that support for the internal microbiome, right? Balance. Okay. So this is only for 10 days. And the reason why it's because it's pretty powerful. Okay, so you don't do it for more than 10 days. Once the 10 days are up for that, so day 20, we go in with the PB Assist, which is a probiotic, and it has a double layer capsule that delivers the strains to where you need it. So again, there's a lot of marketing around like 50 billion at CFUs and all that, but a lot of it is going to die in your digestive system because of the gastric juice. So you want to have a technology behind it that makes sure that it delivers to the right places. And then you have DDR Prime, which I mentioned, right? Why I love AirX. It's because it has lemongrass. So DDR Prime has lemongrass. Also, what Ali shared about her health journey and her numbers being much better with the good and bad cholesterol, lemongrass is also very beneficial to give that type of support. Okay, so DDR Prime can be one of the tools that you can use for that as well. So, on top of support cellular health, natural mechanisms, and also protect against environmental threats, super powerful antioxidant. And yes, you can use each of these on its own, but as a system, it has the power of becoming a very powerful cleanse for the month. But I do use like Zendocrine and DDR Prime and LOV. That's a daily for me, and the PB Assist. So I do that every single day. That's daily vitamins and supplements that I take. But the GX Assist, I will only do it twice a year. If needed, if there is something going on that's extra, then I'll do maybe an extra time, but only for 10 days. Okay. And the Zendocrine as like endocrine. So this is a botanical blend, a little bit different. It has milk thistle, psyllium husk, different from the Zendocrine soft gels. So the soft gels are all essential oils, and it's the same as the blend. We have the essential oils endocrine blend that you can add to your water. The lemon oil you're going to use in water as well, but you can also do dry brushing with it. But just like any other citrus and sun, you don't put citrus oils on the skin and then go sunbathing. Okay, so you make sure that you wait about 12 hours to do that. So if you're going to use it for dry brushing, I say do it at nighttime, or do it on the bottoms of the feet. So because you're not going to tan with your feet up, right? I hope not. But don't do citrus and sun. Okay, so lemon and water. We know tons of benefits, very cleansing, and the limonene in the lemon essential oil is one of the tools for us to up um, our serotonin. So for you to get the happy juices going, and it's the real happy juice with no sugar is lemon right here. Okay, this is incredible. And then Terrazyme also is a daily for us at home. Enzymes, you have all the enzymes that you need to break down protein, carbs, fats, right? So you have this. We have a certain amount of enzymes until you're about 30, depending on how you've lived your lifestyle. So since I know that my lifestyle was terrible when I was in my younger days, I knew that my enzymes were not very good by the time I was 30. So you have Terrazyme here that you can use with meals. And I recommend if you have digestive discomfort when you have meals, Terrazyme is one of the tools that I use a lot with my customers. And also, if there's a lot of preservatives in the foods that you eat, you use up a lot of your enzymes. So, and we live in a world that we have a lot of convenience with the foods. So the whole idea here is also for you to peel more and unpack less. Okay, when it comes to nutrition, this is the protocol, and you will receive the material so you can check the boxes and you can keep track of the things that you need to be doing. And it's showing you what you do from day 1 to 10, 11 to 20, and 21 to 30. On top of that, you have a support system in a group on WhatsApp, and it's optional, but I highly recommend it because you have a place where you have other people doing what you're doing, and you feel like, okay, I have a system, I have a group that is giving me the support to move forward. If you're not a client, if you're not a member of doTERRA yet, you can become one. You can do it through the site. It's pretty easy to do. If you don't have somebody that's helping you with your doTERRA journey, you have the people, you have me, DJ, you have Christina, Teddy, or if you already have somebody that is helping you, reach out to that person. That person can walk you through the system, and it's pretty easy. You order online and it gets delivered to your door. Here in Hawaii, we have a pickup center. So we get to go and pick up our orders anytime during the week and Saturdays. But if you don't have a pickup center in your city, you can just ship it directly to your home. Okay. There are three types of memberships in doTERRA. You can be a customer, you can be a sharer, or a builder. So customers are using the products. And I love the fact that I've had customers that have been doing this lifestyle for almost 12 years now, to this day, from my very first day in doTERRA. And it works. The products work, and it is life changing. We ditch and switch, that we call it, for better products. And there is a point system as well that's kind of like cashback, that you get points back and you can exchange for free product. So very generous programs within the programs of doTERRA for customers. We all get the same benefits, whether you're a customer, you're a sharer, or you are a builder. I'm a builder. You do doTERRA as a business. So sharers, you have other perks. So if you share your link, we call it refer a friend, you also get doTERRA dollars into your account, and you can use that towards your own orders as well. And there are other types of programs that you can talk a little bit more in detail with the person that's helping you. We have an affiliate program that we focus on different professionals. DJ is an example of that. He's focused on sports and athlete, the mentality coach, but you can add some of these lines into your practice to potentialize it. So it makes it even that much better, right? I'm a yoga teacher, so I use that in the studio as well. And there's so many different ways to add the lifestyle into what you already do. And then builders are me, Christina, Teddy, a lot of the friends that you see here on Set the Pace. We all do this as not only just a business. For me, it's a mission. It ends up being something that I'm very committed to, because I know the impact that it has created in my life, and I'll keep sharing this forever, because I know the impact that it can create in other people's lives. So if I hadn't been exposed to this information, I wouldn't be here talking to you today. So, and I feel it's a disservice if I don't mention it, right? So if you have any questions about that, I'm happy to walk you through it, show you our systems, and so you can have access to all of that as well. Christina, DJ, thank you so much for being here. Teddy had to go as well, but we have next week come back for Dr. Gabby. So Dr. Gabby hasn't been here yet this year, but she is coming next week, and you will love hearing from her. And I'll be with her physically in person in Brazil. We have in live events happening in Brazil. So if you are in Brazil, or if you have your friends in Brazil, invite them over. We're going to be in Sao Paulo at the doTERRA headquarters. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day and your week. Aloha.
Indeed. Peace, guys.